Siblings of the golden child, when did your parents' favoritism finally backfire? My parents worshipped my brother, Mark. He was the golden child, the one destined for greatness. I was the responsible one, the quiet one, the one who actually ran our family's small marketing firm while Mark got the credit. For years, I watched him fail upwards. He would blow deadlines, and I would stay up all night fixing his mistakes. He would lose a client, and my parents would say the client was unreasonable. They spent $40,000 on his business development trip to Europe, which was just a 2-month vacation. Meanwhile, I had to submit a detailed budget proposal to get a new $400 office chair. I wasn't jealous of the money. I was exhausted by the delusion. My competence was ignored, while his incompetence was celebrated as thinking outside the box. The breaking point wasn't one big thing, but 1,000 small cuts. It was the way my father would introduce us. This is Mark, my brilliant son, and this is my other child. It was my mother telling me to be more supportive when Mark's bad decisions cost us a major account. I realized they weren't just favoring him, they were sacrificing me and the business to protect his fragile ego. I decided I was done being their safety net, but I wasn't just going to quit. I was going to make them see the truth just once. The opportunity came when we landed a meeting with a massive potential client, a deal that could triple our revenue. It was the biggest pitch in our company's history. Naturally, my parents put Mark in charge. He spent a month preparing, creating a flashy presentation full of buzzwords he'd learned from a podcast. The night before the meeting, I saw his final presentation. It was a disaster. The market analysis was wrong, the budget was unrealistic, and he'd misspelled the client's company name on the title slide. In the past, I would have stayed up all night rebuilding it from scratch. This time, I did nothing. I just went to bed. The next morning, we all walked into the client's boardroom. It was an intimidating space, a long oak table with a dozen serious-looking executives. My parents were beaming, watching Mark as he set up his laptop. I could feel the familiar knot of anxiety in my stomach, but for the first time, it wasn't for the company, it was for them. Mark started his presentation. He was confident, charming, and completely wrong. The executives' faces grew colder with every slide. One of them finally interrupted him. "Excuse me, but your data on market penetration is 3 years out of date." Mark froze. He looked at the slide, then back at the executive, utterly lost. He tried to laugh it off, but the damage was done. The questions started coming faster, about the budget, about the timeline, about the misspelled name on his presentation. He had no answers. He just stood there, stammering, a deer in the headlights. The room was filled with a thick, painful silence. My father tried to jump in to save him, but the lead executive held up a hand. He looked directly at me. "You've been quiet this whole time. What's your role in this company?" My moment had come. I stood up, my hand steady. "My role was to fix this," I said, my voice clear and even. I slid a simple, one-page document across the table. It was a clear, concise proposal I had written weeks ago. And my role was to cover for the fact that he has never, not once, completed a project successfully. I have a full dossier of the 17 major accounts lost due to his negligence in the last 2 years, and the corresponding financial write-offs my parents approved to hide them. The lead executive picked up my one-page proposal and read it. A slow smile spread across his face. My mother was staring at me, her mouth open in horror. My father looked like he'd been punched. Mark just sank into his chair, defeated. The client didn't sign with us, of course. The fallout was catastrophic. But as I walked out of that boardroom, leaving my family to sit in the wreckage they had built, I had never felt so free. The business collapsed 6 months later. I was the only one who wasn't surprised.